Hi friend, Jen here. Question for you. Are you building a personal brand? Or do you want to build a personal brand, but you just don't know where to start? And you feel so confused and you have analysis paralysis and you're like, there's so many options, there's so many things that I could do, there's so many ways to go about it, but I just don't know how to do it. Or maybe you have this desire to do it and you know exactly what to do, but you just don't have the confidence to press go. Well, I have an amazing opportunity, or a dare rather, for you to do today. We have just announced that we are doing our biggest event yet. We are going to be doing a mega event called Build Your Brand Live in Dallas, Texas, October 20th, 21st, and 22nd, and I am personally inviting you to attend. This is going to be our biggest event we've ever done. So anybody that's interested in building a personal brand, or that has a brand, or has a service, a product, or a story that can help people and you want to monetize it, I want you to get your butt to Dallas, Texas for this event, because we're going to be having some of the biggest brand builders, entrepreneurs, influencers, and thought leaders speaking on our stages, teaching you how they got seen, got paid, and got the confidence to do it. You're also going to be surrounded by hundreds of other like-minded people who can help you on your journey to being seen and creating that brand of your dreams, really becoming that recognized expert in your space. So I don't know what you're waiting for. I mean, I know what you're waiting for. You're waiting for me to share you the link and how to sign up. So go to buildyourbrandlive.net right now, or go to the show notes and click on the link and buy a ticket. We're in early bird pricing right now. The prices will never be this low, so go do it right now before that expires and the prices go up. And I dare you, don't just buy one ticket, but buy 2 tickets. Buy a ticket for a friend to come with you and give the gift of being seen, being paid, and being confident to a business bestie of yours. All right, my friend, that's your dare of the day. I can't wait to see you at Build Your Brand Live in Dallas, Texas in October. See you soon. When you can develop discipline and trust, if you say, I'm going to go exercise today, I'm going to go for a walk no matter what. At 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to get up early and I'm going to go do it. And you have the discipline to follow through and go do that walk, and you end your walk and you walk back in the house and you feel good about yourself and you celebrate yourself. You're putting another coin in your confidence bank. You're telling your subconscious mind, I can trust myself when it comes down to doing things I don't want to do. I know that I will follow through.
What if today was the day that you dared yourself to do what you've always wanted? Welcome to the I Dare You podcast. I'm your host, Jen Gottlieb, and together we're going to step outside of our comfort zones and into our best lives, one dare at a time. So come on, I dare you to dive right on in.
Welcome to the I Dare You podcast. Welcome back, friend. So grateful you're here. So excited that you took the time to plug in and tune in to my podcast. I don't take that lightly, not even for a second. And so I'm here to give you some tough love today. And before you shut this off and be like, Jen, I don't want tough love. I want love. I want love that feels good. I'm going to tell you, honestly, this was the thing that I wish I learned ages ago. Many of you have asked me recently on my Get Ready With Me lives, one of the most popular questions is how to get more motivated, how to create motivation when you just feel stuck, right? When you feel blah, when you feel like you don't want to do anything and you're in a rut. Okay, I totally and completely get it. We're people on this planet. And as human beings, we're going to get into ruts. We're going to feel unmotivated. We're going to feel like we just don't want to sometimes. And that's normal. But I can tell you from experience and from having a lot of conversations with successful people are people that don't let those ruts last very long. In fact, they know how to get back up and get going. And even more so, they don't get into ruts very often because they have this one magical word that I'm going to give to you right now. Can you guess? I'm going to give you a second to think about it before I say the word. It's probably not what you're thinking. The word is discipline. Discipline. Oh, discipline. I know it's not a feel-good word. That's why I said I was going to give you some tough love, because we don't necessarily like the word discipline. We like the word comfort. We like the word easy. We like the word flowy and fun. But here's the thing. Without discipline, you can't have easy, flowy, and fun. And I've learned that the hard way. I used to just want flowy and fun, and that was not coming into my life until I incorporated discipline. And discipline has actually been the secret sauce, the magical tool that I have incorporated into my life every day in order to be able to be successful and create the space and time for me to have more freedom. And I forget who says this quote. I'm going to have to find it. I think it's Jocko Willink. I think he's the person that said it first. Discipline equals freedom. It's so unbelievably true. Because if you can't be disciplined to prioritize your time a certain way, to trust that you can take action even when fear is present, to trust in yourself that you can stick to commitments you make with yourself, to trust that you'll show up even when it's hard, even when it hurts, then you're not going to have the freedom and the space and the time to do the stuff that's fun and easy and flowy, because you're not going to put the work in or get that self-trust that you need to get to that point. And if you are not that disciplined of a person, you know what I'm talking about. I want you to really, really go deep down into your gut and really listen to what it's saying right now, if these words are resonating with you. How many times have you said you were going to go exercise and then you let excuses not make you not exercise? Like, let's be real. I've done it in my past. I have done it in my past for sure, where I've talked myself out of doing the thing that's hard, whether it's exercising or working on my book or recording a podcast or having a hard conversation with someone in my life or someone in my family or somebody on my team. I've given myself excuses and allowed myself to put it off. Here's the thing. Every single time you don't do a thing you tell yourself you're going to do, you're subconsciously telling yourself that you can't trust yourself to follow through on things. And the subconscious remembers that. So the next time you go to do something hard or a hard situation comes around, where in entrepreneurship or in life in general, hard things are going to come around and you're going to have to push through, but you're not going to have that trust in yourself that you can power through the hard times if every time something hard comes around, you let yourself off the hook. This is where discipline comes into play and can be your barbell in the gym. It's the thing that develops the confidence muscle. When you can develop discipline and trust, if you say, I'm going to go exercise today, I'm going to go for a walk no matter what. At 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to get up early and I'm going to go do it. And you have the discipline to follow through and go do that walk, and you end your walk and you walk back in the house and you feel good about yourself and you celebrate yourself, you're putting another coin in your confidence bank. You're telling your subconscious mind, I can trust myself when it comes down to doing things I don't want to do. I know that I will follow through. And discipline, like really hardcore discipline to do really hard things, like that's not built immediately. So I want you to let yourself off the hook for that one. You don't have to go from couch to marathon when it comes to creating discipline. So you don't have to go from not being disciplined at all and not sticking to the commitments you make with yourself at all to suddenly all of a sudden doing everything, like all the Instagram lives, all the workouts. It's slowly built. And I want you to go one step at a time and slowly build your discipline muscles. So what's one thing that is kind of difficult for you to do, hard, something that you would need to have discipline to do that you can incorporate into your day today? One thing. What's one commitment you can make? One thing that feels hard, that feels sticky, that feels uncomfortable, but you know will give you a good outcome. I want you to go do that thing. I want you to just listen to my voice in the back of your head after you turn this off. I want you to hear me saying, everything that you want is on the other side of the thing that you don't want to do. And I really mean that, because everything that you want, really the thing that we want is we want to feel good about ourselves. We want to feel proud of ourselves. We want to feel fulfilled. We want to feel joy. We want to feel excitement. And when you do something hard and you get to the other side, you feel fulfilled. Whether that's something so teeny tiny, like pressing play on this podcast and listening to a podcast and giving yourself some personal development, or going out for a run, or doing a lifting session, or doing that sales call, or creating that podcast or that Instagram live, whatever it is, when you're done doing that thing, you're going to feel a little bit of pride, especially if you take a moment to celebrate it. And that's really what I want you to do, because the more you can celebrate yourself, the more good you're going to get, or the more juice you're going to squeeze out of that moment of doing the uncomfortable thing, which is going to provide growth for you. So celebrate the shit out of being disciplined. The more you celebrate yourself for being disciplined, the more disciplined you're going to be, because your subconscious is going to be like, ooh, that feels good when I'm disciplined. That feels good. So can you do one thing today? One thing that takes discipline. And then when you get to the other side of that one thing, celebrate yourself. Give yourself a little pat on the back. Give yourself a little gift. I don't know, whatever it is, whatever you enjoy, and make a moment out of it. And then when the next day comes, do it one day at a time. Next day comes, set another commitment, one thing that you can be disciplined doing. And then once you've gotten really good at being disciplined at that one thing, maybe it's getting up early, maybe it's, I don't know, reading a chapter a day. Don't go crazy. Do one thing. And when you've gotten really good at it, then incorporate another thing. slowly but surely, you will prove to yourself that you can be a more disciplined person. And I don't even need to explain to you what happens when you get more disciplined. I just want you to see it for yourself. Really, this is what changed my life. Many of you don't know this, but I really started my entrepreneurial journey as a personal trainer. That was the thing that I started when I basically quit my acting career, or the job that I wanted to have while I was an actress after my life hit a massive brick wall, literally and figuratively. I lost the TV show that I was on. My boyfriend that I was with for years broke up with me, and I pretty much lost everything. And I needed to find a gig or a job that I could do while I was auditioning and still trying to make it as an actress. And that job that I decided I wanted to do was to be a personal trainer. But it took a lot of freaking hard work to become a successful personal trainer. And at that time in my life, I had some discipline, but not a lot of discipline. And I wanted that so bad because my back was so against the wall. I had to figure out a way to reinvent myself and make money and do something that fulfilled me for after losing everything, that I was forced to create some damn discipline in my life and some damn structure in my life. And so I slowly but surely started getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I saw getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning because I had to get to the gym, and I had to put in my floor hours, and I had to work my ass off, and I had to clean up the weights all over the gym in order to earn my stripes to become a personal trainer. And then I had to follow other trainers around and learn from them. And I had to go to certain academies and get my NASM certification. I had to do all these things, and that took unbelievable amounts of discipline. But each time I did something, I felt proud of myself. Each time I got to another step and I got a client, and then I got paid for that client, and then I started to get more clients. And then before I knew it, I had a personal training company. And that grew and that grew and that grew. And eventually, it grew and it morphed and it changed. And it was one of the dots that led me to where I am now. But that's really where I learned that discipline will give you freedom, because the discipline that I put in to build that career as a trainer, and then as an online coach, and as a mindset coach, and as a founder of a company where I had team members and employees, that was the discipline that basically the confidence coins. Like, I was putting coins in my confidence bank that make me a more confident leader today, because I proved to myself that I can do hard things. But it was consistency. It was building those discipline muscles over time. And it really was because my back was against the wall and I had to, and there was a lot riding on me becoming a more disciplined person. And if there's not a lot riding on you becoming more disciplined, and there's not a lot of accountability to force you to do this, like if you're not, you don't have to reinvent your whole life. It's just like you'd like to be a more disciplined person. I highly recommend that you create some accountability for yourself. You put some pressure on your goals. There's a lot of ways to find and create accountability. I do that now today. I do that by investing money in things. If I invest in something and I pay for something, whether it be a course, and you don't even have to invest with money. You can invest with time. Sign up for a course, sign up for a program, invest financially in a coach, invest financially in a book, buying a book. I will hold myself accountable to reading it, or holding yourself accountable with telling people you're going to do somebody that's not going to let you off the hook. That's putting pressure on your goals. That's putting your back up against the wall, where you're forced to start really being more disciplined. If you can start to become a more disciplined person and just do the things that are hard, and trust and know that discomfort is so temporary, it is only for that moment. It will end, and you will end up in your bed. I promise you. That is one thing I can tell you for sure. All right. Some of this stuff you're going to try, and maybe it won't work for you. Maybe it will work. I don't know. But I do know that no matter what, if you do something hard because you are building that discipline muscle and you're doing something uncomfortable on purpose, that discomfort that you experience during that time will pass, and you will end up in your bed at night with your head on your pillow, or someone else's bed. I don't know what bed you're going to end up in. It doesn't matter. You'll sleep, and then you'll wake up the next day, and that discomfort will be over. When it comes to doing hard things to develop your discipline muscles. So whether that is having a hard conversation, or waking up a little bit earlier, or doing a sales call and you absolutely hate doing sales calls, all of these things, doing an Instagram live, doing a Facebook live. Oh my gosh, insert anything that you're nervous to do or you're scared to do and you just keep putting off. Do the damn thing. Do it with fear on your back. Envision that fear is piggybacking on top of you, but you are so damn strong, and you're going to power through, and you're going to do that thing anyway. And every single time you do that thing anyway, fear gets a little bit lighter on your back, It's a little bit later, gets a little bit later, gets a little bit later. And you develop discipline with that too. And that discipline will give you so much freedom because you don't ever have to get ready. You will always be ready when you are disciplined because you'll always trust yourself that you have everything that it takes to get through anything that comes your way. But in order to feel that and know that in your soul, in your subconscious, in your full body, in your spirit, in your heart, you need to develop that discipline. You need to prove it to yourself. You need to develop that self-trust. And that is only done with sticking to commitments you've made with yourself. So that is my tough love rant for you today. My dare for you, I've already said it, but I'm going to say it again. I dare you to do one thing today that takes discipline. One thing, and then celebrate yourself after you've done it. All right, my friend, I absolutely love you. If there's somebody in your life that you think needs to hear this today, please share it with them. Share this episode with them. I'm always texting my episodes of not even just my I Dare You episodes of other people's podcasts that I love that inspired me. I'm always sharing them with friends because that's a great way to provide value to somebody else and to share the love. Well, I love you. I'm grateful for you. Thank you for joining me on I Dare You. Don't forget, subscribe, share, do all the things, and I will see you next time.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the I Dare You podcast. I'm so grateful you chose to spend this time with me, but I'm even more grateful for your future self that you are building one dare at a time. So my first dare for you is to subscribe to the show and then share it with a friend who you think needs to step a little bit more outside their comfort zone and into their best lives. They'll thank you for it. I'll see you next time on the I Dare You podcast.